All right. Good evening, everyone. The time has come for the Monday, April 5th, 2021, virtual regular city council meeting for Waukegan, Illinois. Roll call, please.
Alderman Mozio,
Here, sorry.
Alderman Kirkwood,
Here.
Alderman Newsome,
Present.
Alderman Turner,
Present.
Alderman Rivera,
Present.
Alderman Florian,
Present.
Alderman Taylor,
Present.
Alderman Bolton,
Present.
Alderman Seager,
Present.
Mayor Cunningham.
Present.
You have a quorum, sir.
All right. To lead us in invocation will be led by Reverend Reyes from Little Flower Parish, located at 2600 Sunset Avenue, Waukegan, Illinois. Immediately following the invocation, we will please all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Reverend Reyes.
Good evening, everybody. Let us pray. Merciful and loving God and Father, you are our creator. In you we live and move and have our being. As we celebrate the great mystery of the resurrection of our Lord Jesus from the dead, we rejoice and give you thanks for your loving and living presence among us. Allow us to be courageous witnesses of your love to others. May your light shine in us and through us, that the splendor of the risen Christ may shine brightly and reach the darkest recesses of our world that is so much in need of hope and inspiration. Guide our every thought, word, and action as we strive to serve you and our brothers and sisters, the people that you have entrusted to our charge. Continue to inspire us to always do what is right and just. May we always seek what is best for your people and put their needs and well-being before our own. May everything that we do always begin with your inspiration, be guided by your wisdom, and through you reach completion. We pray in the name of Jesus, our risen Lord, who lives and reigns with you now and forever. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. All rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Reverend. Item C, Mayor's comments. I, along with Clerk Kilkelly, Treasurer Schwab, the entire City Council, and the great citizens of Waukegan, along with staff, extend our condolences to the families of Chris Calhoun, affectionately known as Tootie, and Miss Sue Smith. Not only she's a former employee of the city of Waukegan. I knew Sue when she 20 years at Waukegan Housing Authority, and as you all might know, and if you don't know, her daughter, Miss Newman, is a Waukegan police officer. So our hearts and thoughts and prayers are with those families at this time. We, in your, I think in your package, you should have seen a letter from Mrs. Carlson, who is the former Mayor Carson's wife, who turned 102 years young, I think this past week. So happy birthday to the Carlson family, and wish nothing but the very best for, I think it's Rose, is it? Rose Carlson. All right. Waukegan has a new COVID-19 vaccination site. In order to schedule an appointment at that site, you must register at allvax.lacohealth.org. Remember to register everyone in your family 16 years old and older. City Clerk Kilkelly was recognized as a leader in modern governance and received the Diligent Honors Exceptional Leaders in Public Governance with an inaugural Modern Governance 100 Community Board Program. So congratulations, Clerk Kilkelly here. Clap, clap, clap. Block parties and special event applications are on hold while the city waits for more definitive information from the Illinois Department of Public Health, the Governor's Office, and the Lake County Health Department. Applications may be turned in, but the approval will be delayed. I want to go back to the all vax. Alderman, can you please use your social networks and all of your social outlets to push everyone to register on allvax.lakeco.health.org. Reason being, the number of doses or vaccines that the state of Illinois will receive will be depend on the number of those who are registered in the all vax system. We're really pushing this out. We're asking for all of you through all of your outlets to push this information out to the social groups, neighbor next doors, your Twitter accounts, Facebook accounts. It is so important. Here's the reason why. The CDC then gives to the Illinois Department of Public Health. The Illinois Department of Public Health then will only issue the number that they see that's registered on that all vax system. As you all know, we have 750,000 residents in the county of Lake. Waukegan, Illinois has well over 100 and some thousand. We need everyone who's within our zip codes in Waukegan, Illinois to be registered. Our goal is to get to 70%, 80% in Waukegan, 70% overall vaccinated. We're doing a great job right now, but we got to get folks registered. So we need all of your help in making sure this happens. In-person learning has started for Waukegan Public School students. This means buses will be loading and unloading children throughout the day across the city. Please slow down, pay attention when school buses are stopped with their lights on and signs visible. I had an opportunity to stop at Carmen Buckner in North School today to greet some of our kindergartens through second graders. Spring is a good time to change the batteries in smoke detectors or upgrade to the smoke detectors with a 10-year battery life. They are available at our local hardware stores, and installing them will become law by 2023. Let's change those batteries, everybody. The owners of Waukegan restaurants, many of whom are Waukegan residents, are particularly hard hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. In the effort to complement state and federal assistance programs, City Council approved a resolution to offer relief to liquor and gaming license holders. The resolution will enable 25% credit toward the fiscal year 2021-2022 liquor and gaming license fees to those businesses in good standing. Information and application may be found on the city's website. The deadline to file is August 1st. So everyone, please, let's get those things in. And again, they must be in good standing. With that being said, that's all that I have for mayor's comments at this time. Item number 2, resolutions, proclamation, presentation. We have a motion by Alderman Bolton and second by Alderman Turner. Resolution 21-R-19, honoring the life of Apostle Harry A. Stackhouse. Are there any questions to the motion? Would you like to read it? We're going to read that. We're going to read the motions and we'll vote on it.
Resolution number 21R19, honoring the life of Apostle Harry A. Stackhouse. Whereas Harry Stackhouse was born on November 19th, 1945 in Clarksdale, Mississippi. And whereas Harry Stackhouse has been married to his wife, Deborah, for 48 years, and together they have 3 wonderful children and many grandchildren. And whereas Harry Stackhouse was a man of many talents and interests, and began his successful and inspiring life as a businessman where he owned 2 men's clothing stores in the Chicagoland area. He started Trinity Sportswear, his own sweater and sweatsuit active sportswear line, and later became national sales manager of the women's division of a leading leather garment manufacturing company in Illinois. And whereas Harry Stackhouse earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in Biblical Counseling from Trinity College of the Bible. And whereas Harry Stackhouse was the co-founder of the Sign of the Dove Church that was established in 1989 in Waukegan, Illinois. And whereas Harry Stackhouse was the president of Rope Inc., Restoration and Options for People Excluded, Dove Ministry International, Sheila Daniels Christian Academy, and United Ministries for Christ. And whereas Harry Stackhouse was a member of several boards, including the United Way, Neighborhood Housing Association, When We Pray, and Catalyst of Lake County. And whereas Harry Stackhouse helped countless individuals of every age find a new pathway in life through his selfless guidance and the passion for sharing the hope he had in Christ. And he was often seen and heard at various community events and official functions, giving spiritual advice and positive messages of faith and hope. And whereas Harry Stackhouse left this world on March 12th, 2021, surrounded by the light and the love of an extended family and friends. And now therefore be it resolved that Mayor Cunningham and members of the City Council of Waukegan, Illinois, do hereby honor the life of Apostle Harry A. Stackhouse for his dedication to making a difference every day and for his lifelong service to Waukegan. Be it further resolved that a suitably embossed copy of this resolution, signed by the mayor and city clerk, be presented to the family of Apostle Harry Alonzo Stackhouse on the 17th day of March, 2021, and then read into the public record at the Waukegan City Council meeting on April 5th, 2021.
There's a motion, second on the floor. There being no comments, please, roll call, please.
Alderman Mosio,
Yeah, like I said last week, Waukegan is grateful to Mr. Stackhouse. And not only does the world need more Mr. Stackhouses, Waukegan needs more Mr. Stackhouses. Thank you.
Alderman Kirkwood,
Aye.
Alderman Newsome,
Aye.
Alderman Turner,
Aye.
Alderman Rivera,
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Taylor,
Aye.
Alderman Bolton,
With great honor, aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Motion is passed and carried. Item B, proclamation, Public Safety Communications Week, April 11th through the 17th of 2021. There's a motion by Alderman Seager, second by Alderman Taylor. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Mosio,
Aye.
Alderman Kirkwood,
Aye.
Alderman Newsome,
Aye.
Alderman Turner,
Aye.
Alderman Rivera,
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Taylor,
Aye.
Alderman Bolton,
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Motion passed, sir.
Motion is passed and carried. Alderman Rivera, this is similar to Customer Service Week when we used to have those, right? Yes. All right. Motion is passed and carried. Item 3, audience time. Madam Clerk.
Thank you. We have Mr. Motley here to read the 2 letters that we have received from the public. We will be timing them. They have up to 3 minutes. And Mr. Motley, please go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, Mayor, City Council. Tonight, the first letter is from Margaret Carrasco. Dear Mayor Sam Cunningham, you keep running, but you can't hide. That is, hide from taxpayers. I'm reporting you for 2 things to the state. First, you need to shut up at the end of meetings. You already had mayor's comments at the beginning of each meeting, and under OMA, the Open Meetings Act, you are not supposed to talk at the end of the meetings. Next, you run around town at all of these large events giving out your Mickey Mouse cheap, useless certificate awards, but refuse to allow taxpayers to attend meetings. Every other place does, and so should the city of Waukegan. We shouldn't have to submit by email to you by 4 p.m. So stop running away from your taxpayers, because we and the feds will find you over in Gurnee. Also, what immediate action are you going to do about the huge gang fight and stabbing this weekend, or the everyday shooting? Are you going to continue to hide this information from taxpayers? Waukegan cops are telling community that you are Margaret Carrasco. The next letter is from Diane Barati, City Council and Mayor Cunningham. I want to thank all of you for allowing interested Waukegan residents to attend City Council meetings virtually for the last year. It has probably required a learning curve for everyone, as well as more effort than usual. However, I'd like to also encourage you to seriously consider returning to in-person meetings as soon as possible. Even for a connected person such as myself, the remote meetings are not engaging or even interesting at times. I miss the personal greetings from all our elected officials, and I have always looked forward to meeting people who are new to council meetings. Please consider finding a venue that would accommodate yourselves, city staff, and those of us who can be counted on to show up at almost every meeting. There are a number of locations that would have the space to both allow for social distancing and accommodate dozens of people. Examples, the Genesee Theater or a school gymnasium or auditorium. Registration could be required to meet capacity limits. Perhaps such a move is already in process. I sincerely hope so. I believe all of you appreciate the input of residents and will do everything you can to help us move toward more open meetings. Sincerely, Diane P. Barati. And that concludes this evening's submissions, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Motley.
Well, thank you. All right. Consent agenda, item 4. There's a motion by Alderman Mosiel, second by Alderman Rivera, to approve items 4A through 4H. Any questions to the motion?
Mayor?
Alderman Turner.
Yeah, I'd like to pull out item B for discussion.
Okay, motion on the floor, items 4A, items 4C through 4H.
I'm sorry, Mayor, I apologize. If we could also pull out item H, and there's one line item, 2 line items within item H that I'd like to discuss.
Do you want to just pull those out, or you just want to discuss them, sir?
I don't know what's appropriate. I don't recall what's appropriate to pull out the all of item H and then the individual line items, or can I just say which line items here that I'd like to pull out within item H, which is appropriate?
Yeah, I mean, you can pull out the, I guess that's a bill, this is the bill run. You can pull out a vendor payment. You want to pull that out, and then we just vote on the rest, and then we
Yes.
can then, okay.
Definitely.
And which item do you want to pull out, sir?
These would be line items under department, I don't know what department it is. Line items 48, 489, 149, Jennifer Witherspoon, and item 489, 223, again for Jennifer Witherspoon.
Okay, so we're going to pull those items out.
Yes, sir.
And that's all you wanted for item H, to pull those 2 items out, correct?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so the motion is going to read items 4A, 4C through H, with the exclusion of line item 489, 149 and 489, 223. Okay, that's the motion on the floor. All right, any other questions to the motion? So we're gonna roll call, then I'll give the exact dollar amount. I'm not roll call, but let me get the motion. Motion for A, motion to approve regular meeting minutes from Monday, March 15, 2021. Motion for C, motion to approve a resolution ratifying intergovernmental agreement with Lake County for mass vaccination site located in Waukegan. Items 4D, motion to approve and a resolution authorizing IGA with the state of Illinois Department of Public Health extending prior agreement for COVID-19 testing site. Motions for E, to approve regular payroll dated March 26, 2021, a total amount of $1,600,281.07. Items for F, motion to approve bonus payroll holiday buyback comp time cash out dated March 26, 2021, total amount of $16,376.85. Items for G, motion to approve special payroll final payout dated March 26, 2021, total amount of $54,857.55. Items for H, motion to approve vendor payments dated April 5th, 2021, and total amount of $1,524,000, $1,524,455.32 minus line items 489149 and item 489223. Bob, is that on point? Okay.
Good, Mayor, the record is clear.
Okay. All right, there it is. Roll call, please.
Alderman Mozio,
Aye.
Alderman Kirkwood,
Aye.
Alderman Newsome,
Aye.
Alderman Turner,
Aye.
Alderman Rivera,
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Taylor,
Aye.
Alderman Bolton,
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Mayor, motion passed.
Motion passed and carried. There's a there's an item on the floor. Motion by Alderman Mozio, second by Alderman Turner. An ordinance extending COVID-19 emergency declaration, mayoral emergency orders. There's a motion and a second on the floor. Alderman Turner has a question. Alderman Turner.
Yes, sir. As I mentioned previously, Mayor, and I believe that emergencies don't last for over a year. And so I cannot continue to vote for an extension of an emergency declaration. I think we need to get back to normal. I think it's very hypocritical of us as a body that we continue to foment these emergency measures, one of which I take particular exception to, and that is the something referencing you can't do all but necessary spending, right? So we should not be doing other than necessary spending anyway. That should be the norm. But amongst the others, I just cannot continue to support this extension of declaration of emergency powers and operations. So we can call for the vote. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Roll call, anybody else? Alderman, we have Alderman Rivera, then Alderman Florian. Alderman Rivera.
Just a quick question. Thank you, Mayor. Have we considered at least the alternatives of holding meetings at a place like the Genesee Theater? Or are we not even going to look at that until later on in the fall?
Well, as you all know, the goal is to get us to 70% vaccination. And once we get there, I think then we can start having alternative options for that, sir. That's the goal for me. Okay, Alderman Florian.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Alderman Florian.
Oh, my question was going to be similar, but when you say 70%, do you mean 70% of the entire population of Waukegan, Lake County, the state? I mean, what?
Preferably Lake County, but I think Lake County and the state would be similar. So, Lake County would be preferred method for us. I'm messaging out 80% Waukegan. And the reason I say 80% is because we have so many essential workers that reside in our community that they go out. They're the ones on the front line. So 80% would certainly be comfortable, but the state is 70. So that's what we're looking at, 70%. And I would take 70% of the county at this point, but right now we're really, really far away. Now that we're opening the vaccination process up to 16 years and older. And as all of you have seen, the increase is no longer with, I'm going to say, our age group, but it's with our young men and young ladies who, as we all know, that they're the ones who are at home right now. So that 70% vaccination rate, I think, is just where we need to start at this time, ma'am.
What
I have a
about,
question.
what about having at least the residents be able to participate and read their own letter? Like, let them call in, we open up. I mean, it happened during the challenges back in December. You allowed everyone to call in and were just muted during the meeting, and
Okay.
unless they had a reason to speak. And so I don't understand why we couldn't at least let people read their own letter
Okay, well,
on
it's
the call.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I mean, it's an option. We'll take a look at it, get with our technical group and see if that can really work with a much larger audience as we move forward. Anything's on the table, okay? All right.
I have a question.
All right. I saw Alderman Turner. I'm gonna let you go last, but I saw Alderman Taylor, then Alderman Bolton, then back to Alderman Turner. Alderman Taylor.
What percentage are we at right now? Do we know, or?
I know from a county-wise with 65 and older, we're close to that 70%. We're about 68 something. I don't know where the other class is at, but I can. I know Mark Pfister is we're on a call once a week. We can get that number out, and I'll get it out to you, ma'am.
Okay.
But if I'm not mistaken, at one point we were around that 48 to 50% at one point in time.
Okay.
But it's still early. I mean, as you know, the vaccinations is really starting to roll out right now. And here lies why that, here's the reason why we need the all vax. The more people that we get to sign up for that all vax, that number gets better. Now, 70% can't be 70% of 20,000 people who register. That 70% needs to be 70% of our, at minimum, what our census tract is, about 89 and some change. So that's why we, all of us, must push our residents, get on that all vaccine, get registered so we can get vaccinated. So that's where we're at right now, but I'll find out, ma'am.
What about the restaurants and things, like what capacity are they at right now? Is it still 50% capacity, or?
Yes, ma'am. And that's because of phase 4. We're at phase 4. So that's where we're at right now, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. Alderman Bolton, then Alderman Turner.
Yes, I appreciate you validating the fact of these boundaries, because I am a frontline worker.
Yeah.
But look, for some of our constituents, can you clarify or add to the fact, what if we don't follow the state recommendations and we just open up? Could you echo what are the legal consequences to this, or elaborate?
Well, I don't necessarily, and that's something I certainly haven't done. I know some mayors tried that and it backfired on them. I don't know if there's any legal complications or legal
Consequences
for us, but here are the actual consequences for us. If we move to opening all the way up and then we break out, I don't know if I want to take that chance. I'm not prepared to take that chance, and neither should us. We are being extremely cautious, listening to who? Those are in the lane of healthcare professionals. And that's what we're doing. Lake County Health Department, Illinois Department of Public Health, and certainly the CDC. I know this is frustrating for all of you. It is for me. But this is a process that is working. And I believe that if we continue on this road of doing what? Base hits, we will soon be back to what we want to be, fully open. I have been out talking to churches about get talking to their parishioners about what? Registering with the all vax. That's the push that we need to be pushing out right now. Getting registered. That's the biggest and most important thing for all of us right now. But thank you for asking that. And the last question I think on this issue was Alderman Turner. Alderman
Yes, sir.
Turner, you had a follow-up response?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. So you mentioned a couple of things. You mentioned 70% of the Lake County population estimated at 750,000 people. So 70% of that number, 750,000, 525,000. That's a lot of people to wait for. If you use the Waukegan population, I'm estimating 90,000, then 70% is 63,000. So that's a lot of people. Meanwhile, stores, banks, churches, I noticed this morning, kids are going back to school here near me. The gyms are open. I go to the gym every morning. Restaurants, bars, we are engaging. People are sitting and being together. Then when I look at this meeting, it appears to me, and I've noticed this before in many meetings past for the last year, I see Alderman Kirkwood, I see Alderman Seeger, it looks like Alderman Bolton, yourself, Clerk Kilkelly. I know that David Motley is there. Jane Ferry comes in, Tom Millard. So we have people, and City Hall is open. The police department is open. Everything's open except for our city council meetings. And like my other colleagues have alluded to, we're hearing this numerous times over and over from our constituents. And I just beseech you, Mayor, we've got to start doing things in the right and proper manner. And if we continue to make excuses and rationalizations that don't fit with reality, then that lessens our credibility.
Alderman Turner, I'm gonna be very, I'm sorry, Edie? I'm sorry, Alderman Newsom, did you want to?
No,
Alderman Seeger,
no,
did you?
no, I
No.
didn't raise my hand, no.
All right.
No, sir, I hadn't.
Alderman, and I know this has been very difficult for you to explain to constituents, and so it has been for me. But we must caution on the side of the healthcare professionals. That is the ones who are leading this charge. We have done a fantastic job with managing this as best as we can and minimizing those of contagious disease within the scope of City Hall. I hear you. I understand. We're listening, but let us try to stay on this path of reopening our community as a whole. But thank you, sir. With that being said, roll call, please.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Kirkwood.
Could you restate the motion?
It's the ordinance extending the COVID-19 emergency declaration and mayoral emergency orders. That's it, sir.
Okay.
Alderman Kirkwood.
Aye.
Alderman Newsom.
Aye.
Alderman Turner.
No.
Alderman Rivera.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Taylor.
I'm gonna say no on this since we just had a memorial on the city council premises. I think if we can do it for that, we can do it for a city council meeting. So I'm gonna say no on that.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Seeger.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Real quick, maybe Bob can, I hate dragging this out. This is not just about having meetings at city council, is it?
No, this does a whole lot of different things. For example, and I think probably the one that's a really good example is the new vaccination site that's opening on Water Street. That was opened up last week as a result of a mayoral declaration or a mayoral use of the emergency powers. You ratified the IGA tonight, but that way we saved about a week and more, and got people out there. The thing is ready. It's up and run. It's ready to run. You know, you may have saved a whole bunch of lives as a. That's the kind of power. That's the kind of utilization of the power power that makes a lot of sense. And that is one of those things that's inside that emergency declaration. This is not just whether or not you're having the meetings in city council
Puppy? Can you
chambers.
give me that puppy?
Is there a way that we can kind of, because we already have that vaccine center set up, is there a way that we can still work on getting the council meetings up and running as soon as possible for the sake of the residents?
Alderman Taylor and the rest of the aldermen, we will move to this area as soon as we possibly can. No one wants us back here more than me, but we'll move to this area. So let us get to at least at 70%, and maybe the phone call situation we can try, but let us do this first, ma'am. I assure you, we
This is
all
a
want
difficult
this.
situation for all of us. I mean, it
I know
really is.
it is, and I think we just need to make sure that we understand what's in the best interest for all of those who come into City Hall and not. But we're certainly going to try to get this done as best as we can, according to our healthcare professionals. And maybe I'll reach out to Mark Pfister, and not maybe I'll reach out to Mark in the hospital and see some of the things that they're doing. But we'll try. We're certainly going to try. All right.
That's good.
Thank you. Ain't no problem. I want to say this to everybody. There was a presentation I was supposed to bring up right after a part of Mayor's comments. What we're going to do, Alderman Turner, we're going to go to your two options, your two
the line item.
I'm sorry, the two line items that you want. They want to go right back up to that. I think this is very good information that we all want to be a part of. So Ron and your team, please stand by, and we'll bring you back in before we go to Alderman's time. All right. Madam Clerk, I do not know what those items are, but there's a motion on the floor by Alderman Mozio, and I'm going to say second by Alderman Turner for line item 489149. I do not know the dollar amount.
$591.92, $591.92.
Okay, because I don't have that in. And what's the other one, sir?
The other one is for $4,000.
$4,000. All right. So I'm assuming the issue you have is with both of them. You want to just take them both at the same time?
Yeah.
Take them both. Okay. So there's a motion on the floor from Alderman Mozio, second by Alderman Turner for line items 489149 and 489223. Dollar amounts of $561.92 for
591.52. 591.
Yeah. $591.52.
Yes.
For items 489149 and a $4,000 amount for line item 489223. There's a first and a second on the floor. Alderman Turner has a question. Alderman Turner.
Thank you. So, Mayor, both of these line items relate to Jennifer Witherspoon, who is a contract attorney. She has a contract to act as a subsidiary to the Freedom of Information Act officer, which is Clerk Kelly. So I'm going to do the second line item first. Okay. So the second line item is for $4,000 for April 2021 FOIA redactions. So Mrs. Witherspoon's law firm is reviewing FOIA requests and effectively designating which items, what within those requests or responses to requests has to be redacted. And we're paying her $4,000 for that. It seems like a lot to me, but I'm not really going to belabor that. What I do want to belabor is the other charge for $591.52. This is for a standing desk converters. So in months past, where I objected to us paying for and giving 2 laptops and a printer to this law firm that is doing a contract with us, and we're paying them $4,000 a month, $4,000 a month. And now we see another line item to furnish her office with a standing desk conversion. And again, she has a contract. We agreed to pay her to provide services. We're paying her $4,000 to provide those services. And now she says to us, the city, the taxpayers, hey, give me another $600 to modify my desk. And it just doesn't fit, sir. And so I take a strong, strenuous objection to that. And I think we need to remove that line item for $591.52 from this bill run or paying it, and let her buy her own desk extensions. Thank you. Does that make sense? Or did I?
All right, tell you what we'll do. I'll speak with, let me find some more information as relates to that. Or do you have information related to that? Okay.
I just want to say that Ms. Witherspoon, it's a $4,000 retainer per contract. In addition to that, it is a annual out-of-pocket expense of $7,000. So she does meet the parameters of that contract that we have entered in with Ms. Witherspoon. So those are all legit.
Thank you. That's very
Thank
interesting.
you.
So, Your Honor, go ahead. Alderman Taylor, you were first.
Okay, we have Alderman Taylor, then Alderman Mosio.
So this $7,000 is for just expenditures, which I think most taxpayers would assume would be postage or anything else. Generally, when you talk about an independent contractor, you expect them to have their own supplies like computers and laptop, printers and that kind of stuff. I guess what I'm concerned of is why those parameters were not put in, that expenditures can include anything. I mean, does she need new shoes to go with an outfit for, I mean, I don't know.
I'll take Alderman Taylor. I take exception to that. I think that was a better example we can utilize for that one. I understand. I know the point you're trying to make, but to suggest that, I think that's a little inappropriate.
But I'm just saying, like, where does it start and where does it stop? I mean, I think that from a taxpayer's point of view, and I mean, literally from the point of view from an employee, if we're doing this for an outside contractor, do we have to supply these desks for employees who want them too then? I mean, I think that opens us up to a whole lot of issues that I don't know that we really need to get into. So I understand what Alderman Turner is saying.
Tell you what we do. We're gonna, the line item 489149, we will take that off. Let me look at this a little bit further, and then we would move forward with the 489223 line item. And then I can give a better answer for you. Jenny and I sit down and speak with Ms. Witherspoon. Okay?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank
no
you.
problem. There's a motion on the floor.
You have Alderman Moya.
Oh, I'm sorry. Alderman Mosio.
I agree with Alderman Turner. We shouldn't be buying people office equipment. Now, that's the problem you get in when you negotiate with a lawyer. They got you, no offense, Bob. But no taken, I know. You've heard my cracks before.
Yeah.
But in the future, I think, I hate to be specific, but like I said, when you start negotiating with a lawyer, you start arguing with a lawyer. If it ain't in there, then it's okay. He didn't say I couldn't. And you're not gonna not pay her because we don't pay her. She's gonna sue you for breach of contract, which is gonna cost you more money anyway. Okay.
Exactly.
In my 18 years on the council, I have been around a lot of lawyers, and I understand how some of them think. Not to begrudge Ms. Witherspoon, I have many friends that are lawyers that try the same stuff. So going forward, I think we need to be a little bit more specific. But Mayor, thank you for taking those out and looking into them more. Maybe we can come to an agreement on this that will make everybody happy. So thank you.
Okay, no problem. So right now we're going to basically put on hold items 489149 with the dollar amount of $591.52. That's going to be held. Line item 489223 in total amount of $4,000 for the actual redaction. There's a motion and a second on the floor. Roll call, please.
Alderman Mosio.
Aye.
Alderman Kirkwood.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Alderman Rivera.
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Taylor,
Aye.
Alderman Bolton,
I agree, that's a valid point. Aye.
Alderman Seager,
Can't hear you, Pat.
Aye.
motion passed.
Motion passed and carried. Thank you, Alderman. All right, Alderman, before we go to Alderman's time, I truly missed this one, and I apologize to Ron. And Ron, thank you for holding on. Ron has some great information that he would like to share with us. And I say, Ron, Ron is our bond counsel, and he sent me this last week, and it was just an amazing write-up, and it really highlights some of the things that we're doing as it relates to bonds, and some other information he would like to talk to us about some laws, some current legislation that we need to make aware of. Ron, are you on?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Ron, for your patience and understanding. All right, Ron, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Cunningham, and good evening, everyone. I'm Ron Bernardi, Bernardi Securities. And our firm, as you may know, led the finance team for the city's recent successful financing transaction out at the McGaw Business Park TIF. And joining me is Bob Vale. Bob is a colleague and was an integral part of this success. Worked closely with Tina and other staff members, and also worked very closely with the city's municipal advisor. So first of all, I just want to thank city leadership, all of you, and senior staff members of the city for your continued confidence in the Bernardi team, and giving us an opportunity to help the city with this successful project. And want to underscore the important nature to the improvement, redevelopment, if you will, of the old Cardinal site. I'm a lifelong Lake County resident. I know Waukegan very, very well. My mom used to take me up to Jack's to go shopping before school. That's how old I am. For some of your old timers, remember where Jack's was. And anyway, it's personally gratifying to be involved in this reconfiguration of the what used to be the Cardinal. You and other city leaders have transformed what was an underutilized area of the city, and it is now a vibrant economic engine for the city on the west side, and will be for many, many years. The tax roll in that particular area has grown substantively. You've created many jobs with many more to come. And it's an exciting development to watch for the city of Waukegan. We're proud to be part of it. So with that, I think Bob Vale, if you will, why don't you just share some of the specific metrics about this?
Sure. Hello, everybody. Just to highlight and touch on what Ron had mentioned, Anthony Maselli from Spear Financials informed you in previous meetings as well. But the highlights, I mean, basically the city had a prior developer note of about that was at an interest rate of about 5.5%. With today's rates and the bond issue that we just successfully completed, the city was able to lower that interest rate to 2.55%. That generated a net interest savings to the city of over $10 million. So just by refinancing that debt, that's a substantial amount of money that was saved an interest cost by the city.
Outstanding.
Also, additional highlights, as Ron had mentioned, that old Cardinal Health facility back in 2014 had an equalized assessed value of approximately 13 million. As of last year's tax roll, that had nearly tripled to approximately $36 million of equalized assessed value. And as that construction and leasing continues and is finalized and put on the tax roll, we envision that assessed value to continue to grow. Additionally, the new redevelopment is currently producing approximately 2.7 million and new incremental property taxes for the city. As that EAV increases, we also foresee that incremental tax revenue to also increase. So basically, just to highlight, this project has redeveloped the blighted area in the city, created many jobs for Fortune 500 companies, added significant equalized assessed value to the city, and generated significant incremental tax revenue for the city. And just to highlight a few of those Fortune 500 companies and those large corporations that have moved into the area, to name a few: Bulky Miller, Amazon, Thermoflex, AbbVie, Abbott Labs, and Medline Industries. So all in all, I think just by undertaking this project, redeveloping this area and refinancing this bonds, that developer note has been a significant value to the city. And as Ron had mentioned, we were happy to be part of it and wanted to share that information with the council.
Wow, that's impressive.
Are there any questions for Ron and his team? We have Alderman Turner. Alderman Turner.
Great. Thank you so much, Mayor. Thanks, Ron. That was an excellent presentation. I'm really excited about those numbers. A couple of questions then. As a former employee of Cardinal Health, I have a curiosity. I understand that McGall Park, where Cardinal Health was, McGall Park, was not part of Waukegan. And when Cardinal Health moved to what's place in Michigan, they allowed that land or gave that land as to be annexed into and part of the city. So it's no longer McGall Park. It's a separate geographical subdivision. It's part of Waukegan. My question then is, was that land given to the city as a corporate? So it did become city property. I know it became part of the city within the city boundaries, inclusive of McGall Park, but was the city given to Waukegan? Or the property, was the property of McGall Park given to the city of Waukegan to become city property?
You know,
I can answer. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mary,
Go
do you
ahead.
want
No, go ahead.
Noel or I can probably answer
Yes,
that.
Go ahead, Tina.
Alderman Turner, are you asking if ownership transferred to the city of Waukegan? It did not.
Okay, great. So who took ownership of it? So Ron mentioned that, tax value or assessed valuations and so forth and so on, and more tax money is coming to the city. So when Cardinal Health gave or annexed that land, allowed it to be annexed into the city of Waukegan, did Cardinal Health continue to be owner, and are they then selling off parcels for development? Who owns that?
Cardinal sold it to Bridge Development Partners. And then Bridge Development Partners is keeping some of it and leasing it and selling other parcels based on their business plan. I don't know if Noel knows if any have transferred ownership yet or not, but they raised most of the buildings that were out there, made several infrastructure improvements, and have improved some buildings that were already there. So by doing that, they've increased the valuation, the market value of the parcels.
Outstanding. Great. Thank you so much.
I concur with everything Tina said.
Yeah, I guess what one of the biggest things we really want to highlight here is the EAV. The EAV went from a $13 million to a $35 million over 2014 to 2021 with two consecutive administrations, understanding that this is how development really happens and not just in our city, in any city. This is why it's so important that we have partners such as Bridge and others who wants to develop our community. And this is where how our values in our communities will continue to increase. And frankly, that's what we want.
Yep.
At the same time, saving $10 million if we go to bonds, if we use bonds or other sources of finance. So Ron, you and Bob and your team and that whole, I want to call SWAT team of experts was able to really look at this and give us what's in the best interest of Waukegan long term. And I'm going to toot the horn here of our own CFO, Tina, who was very instrumental in working with all of these partners when it comes to these very complex bond issues and the terminologies.
Yeah.
What's in the best interest of the city of Waukegan, and that is the goal. So thank you guys for your presentation, your highlights. Now, Ron, I want to make sure that we get this right. We were also, this was also a part of Crane's business. Maybe Noel can answer this. This project was part of Bridge Development, which was a featured article in Crane Business magazine. Is that correct, Noel?
They did receive a Developer of the Year award. I think it was 2 years ago off the top of my head. I didn't study for this test.
What's the beauty of the free market system?
It is, but I think it goes back to having the right partners who, and as Ron said earlier, from Lake County, know Waukegan. He and I was on the phone last week, and he was talking about some of the Lakers and other things about what knowing about our community is an asset to how you help develop and plan for it. And no one probably knows that better than Noel, who made it was part of all of these things too. So thank you guys for what you do to provide the level of service that is expected from our residents, business partners, and our business community, other business partners. Anything else to close out, Ron and Bob?
No, that's congratulations. It's an exciting project, and it'll be a great bookend of what's going to happen just north of the old Lakehurst site. You just watch.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Your Honor?
Yes, sir. Ron, go catch the rest of the game now.
Okay, we'll do.
We got Alderman Mosio. Thank you, sir. Alderman Mosio.
Yeah, I mean, we probably should have been tooting our city staff's horn a little bit more on this. I mean, I've done this as this has developed, because there was some controversy at the beginning of it, and of course, people were worried about this and that. But this is what cities are supposed to do, especially cities like Waukegan: increase the value of your land. We increased it from 13 million to 36 million, and there was some controversy on it. But this goes to show you what happens when you let the professionals, people that know what they're doing, the everyday professionals, do their job, and then bring it to us, explain it to us, and then we approve it or disapprove it. But this, to me, this is a picture perfect way on how a city should work on a development. Let the professionals do it. Let them show us how to do it, and look what happened.
Right.
Look what happened. Now, if this would have happened on the lakefront, oh my God, people would think we were the best thing since sliced bread. But it didn't. It happened in West Waukegan. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Yes, we would like the lakefront, other parts of the city of Waukegan to be developed. Yes. But at the end of the day, we still had a very, very successful development in West Waukegan that increased the land value, tripled it. That's huge. That's huge. So I think sometimes we get beat up too much, but this needs to be championed. And as the mayor gave a kudos, this was over 2 administrations.
Yeah.
It started with Mayor Motley, and then Mayor Cunningham came in, and it just kept clicking along. So in my mind, this is what needs to happen. It needs to be the model. We need to look at it, and when we have other things like this, we need to go back and say, well, look what happened at Bridge, and see if we can't replicate it. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Alderman Taylor.
I just had a question. I mean, obviously, we all know how great the bridge development is. And I know at the time, did we not put that under a TIF district? Maybe Tina can answer this for us. Yeah. Is that under a TIF district?
Yes, it is. And these bonds are issued with TIF revenues to repay them.
Okay. And then how long do we think before we can pay off the TIF district?
It was in
Or
the
take it
last
take it out of
packet.
a TIF district, I mean.
Well, the bond issue, I don't have it in front of me. I apologize, but the bond issue was I think it's a 20-year bond issue. It was taken to the end of the life of the TIF. If the TIF produces more, and this was all in the packet when when the city council approved the bond issue, if the TIF produces more than currently projected, then we would be able to call the bonds in early. But I can resend that information, or I think it's maybe 2 council meetings ago. It should still be available on board docs for the public.
So I'm thinking that with the amount of equity we're getting in this, we should be able to pay these off earlier, right?
That would be the goal, yes.
Okay. And like, I don't know if you can answer this off the top of your head because it's kind of putting you on the spot and I don't want to do that. But like how, I mean, when we took it out, how many, I'll do that through an email. I don't want to do that live, but
okay.
As long as it looks like, based on the equity here, it looks like we have a really good chance of paying that off early. You know what I mean? Looking at those numbers. And that would be fantastic with this project if we could do that.
Agreed.
Okay, because it's a great project. That's all.
Thank you. All right. As always, thank you very much. Bob and Ron, you guys take care. We talk to you soon.
Thank you very much, everyone. Good evening.
Thank you. Good evening. All right, Alderman, we're going to skip back down to items 5, there being none. Item 6, there being none. 7 or 8, there being none. Items 9, which is closing items. Alderman's time. Madam Clerk.
Alderman Mozio.
Yes.
Alderman Kirkwood.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I have several items. First of all, I got my second vaccine today, feel pretty good. I want to encourage all the residents in the city of Waukegan to sign up to get the vaccination. Haven't had any side effects whatsoever. As I said before, this is the second dose of Pfizer, so I would hope that everyone would go out and sign up. Secondly, the next ward meeting for the 4th ward will be on June 8th. Please mark your calendars. It'll start at 6:00 p.m. for the residents only. By June 1st at 5:00 p.m., those questions that you have, please text them to me at 224-470-8595, or you can email them to me at rudell.kirkwood@waukeganil.gov. Also, in driving around the ward, I see that garbage cans are left out. I'm asking people to pull their garbage cans back in after the garbage runs. Also, large items such as couches and mattresses, you should make sure you call it the advance prior to putting them out so that they do not leave them laying on the parkway. Also, Operation Clean Sweep will probably start sometime next month. I will get with those areas within the 4th ward where we're going to be setting up those particular dumpsters. Also, want to encourage the captains of all the neighborhood watch programs to make sure we're having those meetings. I'll be contacting you to see when those meetings are. Also, it's important to remember that we respect one another at all times. And I want to mention that on Saturday, we attended Officer Furlow's memorial service in the city council. And those of you that don't or didn't know Officer Furlow, I want to just make sure that this was an individual that was kind to everyone. The police officers have always sometimes gotten a bad rap, but this was one person who If he stopped you, he would give you a break. He was kind, and I want to make sure we send out our condolences to that family. Once again, I want to encourage everyone to get the vaccine. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Alderman Newsome.
Yes, thank you, Clerk Kelly. I do have one announcement. There's going to be a spring cleanup around Clearview School this Saturday. It's to welcome the kids back to school, those that are coming back. Some are hybrid, so they'll be doing both. But this is spearheaded by Miss Heather and Miss Rebecca of Greentown Investments, along with the Vice Principal, Miss Ortiz at Clearview School. They'll be cleaning up around the school and some of the surrounding areas, Williamsburg, Georgetown, Berwick area. We have some local businesses that have donated items for this event. Thank you to Super Fresh Market, Larson's Florist, and Target have donated items for this event. They are encouraging the youth to come out and participate. I believe they're going to have some raffle prizes for the youth kids that come out and volunteer to clean up. The CDC guidelines will be followed. You must wear a mask. They will use the social distancing, which shouldn't be a problem since we're outside. They will be supplying the garbage bags and gloves for the cleanup. And they will also have a trailer to take away all the garbage that we pick up. I've also notified the neighborhood policing unit. Our officer, I believe, is going to be out of town, but there should be some other neighborhood policing officers there as well. Time is going to be from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, and we will be meeting at Clearview School. And that's on Williamsburg Drive at the corner of Williamsburg and Berwick, for anyone that would like to assist in this area. And that's all I have. Thank you.
I'm sorry, ma'am, Alderman Newsome. What date was that, please?
It's going to be Saturday, this Saturday, April 10th, from 10 a.m. to 12 noon.
Saturday, 10 to 1. All right.
10 to 12.
10 to 12.
If we have a lot of people, we may not have to stay out that long. Hopefully it's nice, weather permitting. Hopefully it's nice outside too.
Okay. Hillary's down the street. Hint, hint.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alderman Turner.
Thank you very much. I'm going to do something a little unusual here. Just as the meeting started, and believe me, sir, I'm not trying to belabor this. I'm just giving it to you like it is. As I mentioned, several of our constituents are asking about reopening the meetings and so forth and so on. I got this text from a constituent just as we started the meeting. So it's 7:05, and she asked specifically not to mention her name because she fears retribution and retaliation. Hey, Keith, can you find out why they were allowed to have a wake or memorial service at City Hall, but they can't let the residents in the city into council meetings or even the aldermen back at council meetings, but you can have that many people in council chambers? And I just found out about this. There was this memorial service, funeral service, a wake or something for a retired police officer. I get that. Here's what I don't get. In the past, we had a mayor who died in office. We had a city clerk who died in office. We've had innumerable retired city employees who have died. We've never had services at City Hall, especially in a pandemic, especially when you're saying, hey, you can't come to City Hall, we got to be safe. So you allow a number of people in there. And this is a question from, I'll call her Mrs. Ma'am. Just wondering how that happened. She also asks, and do you know who owns that Vegas pool hall that had a supposed stabbing or fight the other night? And are they going to close that place down for problems like they did Stretch's Bar and Grill? Well, I don't know, because we don't talk about that stuff. And I asked her, well, why are you asking me this when we're in this meeting? She says, I know, I just logged on and I got pissed when I heard him start talking. Excuse me. And then she says the wake was that Saturday. He doesn't want the residents or even you guys back in city council meeting. There's only she says there's only 9 of you aldermen and him and the lawyer. Can't be more than 15 of you guys. I'm sure that there were more than 15 at the services last week or the other day. Just hate when he makes up his own rules. Again, I'm only complaining because he won't let you guys back in the chamber for meetings because he knows once he lets people back in, he's going to hear complaints. And I don't know who owns that pool hall. At one time I heard it was Fernando from La Canoa owned it. And of course he would never shut him down because he's a campaign contributor. So that's from one of my residents. I don't expect you to answer.
Alderman.
Yeah, you don't have to respond there. Just
No, I'm not responding. I'm not responding. But you know what? This is a good day. This is past Easter. Let me just keep it. So you do what you do, Keith. I'm gonna do what I do, and I'm gonna let God handle the rest.
Yeah, amen.
There you go. Thank you.
Right.
It's your turn to speak, right?
Yes.
All right. Speak on, brother. Speak on.
Thank you, sir.
Abe Lincoln.
All right. All right. So the other thing, that another big item, Mayor, you and I have talked about this before. I've mentioned it on council before. The sheer number of shots fired calls and unlawful use of weapons calls, aggravated assault calls. We actually had a home invasion and a shooting here in the 6th Ward in the 4th Street, between 4th Street and Center Street on North Avenue last week. There's got to be a plan. There's got to be something done. Our residents are living literally, and I'm not exaggerating, many of our residents are living in fear. They don't want to go out. They don't want to sit on their porches. They don't want to walk the neighborhood. They don't want to be in their backyards because of the sheer volume of shots fired. And this is not particular to the 6th Ward. This is across the entire city. This is one of those issues that we talk about in public safety. Well, we don't really talk about it, right? And it should be, right? There's an increasing epidemic of crimes, not just the shots fired, but criminal activity across Waukegan. We've got to address that. Okay. Thank you for that note. Okay. Also, just to comment on the bridge development for clarification. So it was bridge development that developed the land. They bought it, they own it, they leased it, they sold it. We, the government, all we did was give them permission, man. Check this box and you have permission. So it wasn't like we were involved in the development of it. However, we did benefit from that development in that we were able to, the assessed value increase, we drew more taxes than we're paying down bonds. So I get it. Thank you. I hope I didn't speak too fast in clarifying that. Next up, as we all know and recognize, there after the snow melted, now it's warming up. There's so much trash out in the city, in the streets, on the parkways, and people's yards. And I go around and I pick up trash, but I'm not the trash picker upper man sometimes. Anyway, I'm just asking my neighbors, please pitch in, pick up trash in your yard, in the street in front of your home, and do a little extra. If you see something laying in your neighbor's yard or the neighbor's parkway, reach over and pick that up too, because we're all in this together. It's our neighborhood, not just mine or yours, right? So let's do a little bit extra. 6th Ward meeting for Q1 is going to be on Saturday, April 24th at 9 a.m. I had a lot of suggestions from people after past meetings. Hey, can you do it on a weekend because we work and so forth? So we're going to move it out to a Saturday, April 24th, 9 a.m. And with that, I would ask folks to recommend, and you can always contact me directly, but come to the meeting or bring to my attention if you have any suggestions or observations and recommendations for group cleanups, right? So we're going to do some cleanups again in the 6th Ward. I'm building out the cleanup/event calendar, getting that stuff up, and we'll be looking for volunteers and interested parties to lend a hand. And as always, you can reach me at 847-445-3788, literally day or night, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I get up out of bed, I go see what's going on, what you need and how I can help. And email me at keith@keitheturner.com, get you on my email list too. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you. Alderman Rivera.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I just had 2 items. The first one is I really want to offer condolences to the Calhoun family for their loss. And also specifically the Smith family. Officer Laney Newman is our neighborhood police officer and very well loved. And I'm sure all the 7th Ward will have their family in their prayers. And lastly, Janet, I want to congratulate you on your recognition for leadership. Very well deserved. Thank you for all you do. That's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Alderman Florian.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I want to join Alderman Rivera in putting condolences out to Officer Newman and her family in the loss of her mother. It was very unexpected, I know, and it's always tough losing your mom. So I just wanted to join him in offering condolences out to Officer Newman, who is also the neighborhood officer for the 8th Ward. I do want to encourage everyone to remember to vote tomorrow. We have lots of important things on the ballot. Out by me, there's a school referendum here for the Warren schools, and among many other things, school board, all those things. So don't forget to vote tomorrow if you haven't already done that. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Taylor.
I also want to offer my condolences to the Calhoun family and to Laney's family. Laney is special to most of us, and I think, well, I'll clarify that and say all of us. And it's very difficult to lose your mother, and my condolences to her. Congratulations to our city clerk on her leadership award. Great job. And I also want to remind people, I am looking for people in the 9th Ward, community groups that want to do a cleanup, whether it be a Boy Scout troop, Girl Scout troops, any volunteers that want to come. We seem to be having a big problem with dumping again. In the last 2 weeks, I have had 23 tires. We have massive trash issues around a lot of our business parks, not to mention residential areas. It just makes the city look bad. So again, I'm going to reiterate, first off, start with your own home. Please, I know it's the winter and things coming off the garbage trucks, but please clean up your own property first, and then let's work at some of the community areas to make them nice for the city. Again, I'm going to echo Alderman Florian. Tomorrow is your time to vote. It's not just about the mayor, it's about the school boards. And again, I have school districts, so it's a big thing for the school district. Also our park district. So it's important for you to show up. You can't complain if you don't participate. So thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Bolton.
Yes, great work to increasing the land value in our west of Waukegan and developing our city. And then, of course, I echo my condolences to the Calhoun family, which I knew growing up in Waukegan, and also to our officer and anyone else that has lost their loved ones. Also, I'd like to acknowledge Apostle Harry Stackhouse and his resolution, a great leader. And as had been mentioned by the other aldermen, we need more leaders like him. And then once again, I'm gonna echo that, encourage everyone to take their vaccine. I definitely have gotten mine, and being a frontline worker, I appreciate the mayor reiterating the fact safety is important. And I want to thank my constituents for every week calling me and keeping me updated with present issues. Thank you for working with me. Also, I'd like to announce there's a community initiative cleanup mentoring program that will be cleaning up behind 600 in the alley of 600 McAllister, and that would be led by our Barbara Powell. And then I will be also informing everyone about the additional Operation Clean Sweep that will be also in the 1st Ward. And then I like to also congratulate our city clerk for her great leadership. I appreciate you and her smiles and a pleasant disposition. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Very fine testimony there. Alderman Seeger.
Yes.
That's it. Uh-oh, let me see. Am I? I'm not unmuted. Okay, that's it, everybody. Vote, 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 vote tomorrow for Waukegan.
Oh, yeah.
50% turnout. As always, thank you, Alderman, for what you do to provide the level of service that is expected from our residents, business community, other business partners. I say to all of you, please continue to take care of yourselves. You can't stay home, but please get vaccinated and pass the word out about the all vax. God bless us all. There's a motion by Alderman Taylor, second by Alderman Turner to adjourn. Roll call, please.
Alderman Mozio,
Aye.
Alderman Kirkwood,
Aye.
Alderman Newsome,
Aye.
Alderman Turner,
Aye.
Alderman Rivera,
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Taylor,
Aye.
Alderman Bolton,
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
821, sir.
Okay, motion's pass and carry. Good night, everyone. Have a great week.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
night. God bless everyone.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
All right.